along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathered along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races.
Oh, it's back through Bartes!
1862 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Whoa, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gunning along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
Good evening, welcome back to another video. It's John Sinclair TV back again tonight. We're doing the match preview between Manchester United and Newcastle United at Old Trafford, and hopefully can make history on Sunday afternoon when you get a result, hopefully, and give it to Tony, evening, Macy.
Evening, John. Evening, Macy. All right.
Good evening, both.
Sorry, a bit late. I had blimmin' parking problems as well. That's one slightly a bit late, but hey ho, I'm here now. We're here now, and yeah, so here we are. So guys, like the video, like what you see, know exactly what to do. Hit the like button. Also, have to honor, give us a subscribe as well. If you like the super chat, then it's open as well. Super chats are open. If you'd like to become a member, it's 99p. The link is on top of the description as well. For those who don't know Macy for the first time, she's a big Man United fan, and she is smiling because she thinks that we're going to do on this as well. We should see. And before I go on this video, I've just seen Paul, right, on 2V, right, my guy, right, saying that I was going on this. I left Tony to come on my channel. I got on Macy's channel, yeah, and he thought it's in Turkey. Yeah, but I'm going to Turkey tomorrow, by the way. But just to let you know, guys, it was always the plan. Paul, I'm totally going to do my fans forum, and I was always going to go on Macy to go on a match preview. So that's the only time she had. So I do apologise. I wasn't here yesterday. And there you go. Let's go on to the comments as well before we go on to the main bits as well. Big up to Andy. Come on the toon, smash those Manx. Sorry, Macy. Even John, just jump up. Amazing, isn't it? He's a big gooner, by the way. Love that. He tells it straight. He doesn't jazz it up. Big up to Louis, by the way. Just something to United people stream, and the majority are calling this game a midfield battle. Cool will be. Big up to Leslie. Big up to Nicola. Hope you're okay. Big up to Mike Green as well. I think he's an Arsenal fan. I think he's a Newport fan.
No, he's a Newport fan.
He's a Newport fan. Thank you. Big up to Mike, by the way. Great to see you. 3-1 to Man United. Big up to I Like Coffee. Big up to Aaron. Big up to Tony and that United fan. Super Macy, how you all doing? Come on, the Mags. he's a big City fan, by the way, and you can understand why he wants us to beat. And big up to Foxy as well. Hey, Tony and 2 Man, you guess? Really? Wow. Foxy thinks I'm a red. John won't be this happy Sunday at 4 p.m. I'll be in Turkey, mate. I'll be in Turkey. And 3-1 win for us, all the lads. Right, we're going to talk about the preview between Man U and Newcastle and Old Trafford. We haven't won there since 2014, I believe it's our time.
I think it's 2013, and that's actually, as well, year was actually the last year Chelsea actually beat us at Old Trafford as well.
Yes, absolutely, you're right. It was 2013-14, and that was our day. So let's hope we do it again 10 years later. Sorry, Macy. We're going to start with Macy because she's the guest. And how do you feel about this game? Right? Are you confident in this game? And what's the build-up like leading to the game?
You can never be too confident going into a game, but I think compared to how we was at the start of the season to now, we've definitely massively improved. We've gelled as a team. Since obviously the Brentford defeat, we've strengthened. We've got Casemiro starting now. We've got Anthony started as well. There isn't many injuries in the squad. Raphael Varane is back for the weekend game, and honestly that fills me with so much confidence, just because I think Raphael Varane is an outstanding centre back, and it complements Martinez very, very well. I think the ones who are out, Martial, Scott McTominay is suspended, and I can't really think of Donny's injured as well. There isn't many people who, apart from Martial, who will be starting, who should have been starting, who's going to be injured. So we should have a full strength squad out coming into the weekend game.
Fair enough. I got big up to Jules and the Houston, by the way. And it's great to see you last week, Jules. You look in good shape as well. Hope you're okay. And say good evening, peeps. Hi, guys. Free to do the toon. Also, can I just mention, been looking at Arsenal fixtures, something like one game every 3 days until the World Cup. That's a lot. I think Arteta be furious at that, by the way, but it is what it is. Tony, you've been saying all along that it's going to be our time to beat United, and I hope that is the case. Right? I mean, before I come on to you, then Alan saying, McTominay says you're also scrappy go.
It's just as simple as that. Like, the finishing was poor on the day. The goalkeeper was absolutely brilliant. He made a double save. He made some brilliant saves. The goalkeeper, you couldn't knock it, and it was just one of them where it was just he just had a good. It was just one of them goals. Like, yeah, it was a bit of a scrappy goal. Like, Casemiro should have scored, and Ronaldo should have scored, and Bruno should have scored. And you could say if it went down to poor finishing, Bruno could have got 3 assists in that game well and easily. But we always know that we're not going to have 33 shots. We're never going to get 33 goals out of that. So it's just one of them. It was just poor finishing, but also good goalkeeping on the day. The goalkeeper was top.
Yeah, man of the match as well, by all accounts as well.
For me, yeah.
Man of the match. And go back to Tony in a minute. 33 shots and McTominay says today. Big up to Ryan, the Canadian league gunner. I love that guy. He was on the fan forum last night. It's good to see you back as well, Ryan. Go to Old Trafford like going for next time. He used to drive in previous seasons, but we're more prepared this time and hope we get good marks, mate. We're not scared of this team anymore. We are not scared of Man United. Good to see you, John. Hi, Tony. Me seeing you too, Jay. And Newcastle have the best Bruno. Tony, we've been saying you're not scared of this team anymore, right? This is true, right? I don't think it's I don't think it's the best United team in years. I don't think that at all whatsoever. This is not a team being coached by Fergie, not the team squad like Roy Keane, David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, Van Persie, Van Nistelrooy, and Paul Scholes. Not that as well, right? But some of those players, right, I'm going to be honest with you, some of those players, right, we're not getting to the Fergie team, real talk. First of all, should we be scared of going to Old Trafford now? Do you think we should be scared? Or do you just go toe-to-toe with
them? Well, not being funny, Jonathan, go toe-to-toe with Man City. Why can't we go toe-to-toe with Man United? No different. The difference is Man City's a better team than what Man United are. Simple as. By the players they've got, and that's no disrespect to Man United, but that is it at the end of the day. Man City have got a hell of a squad, you know. They're even better than Liverpool, and I think they're going to smash Liverpool on Sunday, by the way. You know, they're going to hit 4 past Liverpool easily, I think. But not scared of going to Man United on Sunday, not a chance. And as Eddie Howe said today in his press conference, Newcastle will play the same football as they've played all the time. That's intensity and pressure and pressing football, which is what we want to see. So if Man U try and play out from the back, we're going to be on them like a shot, and they're going to know about it. And the thing is, though, last night, I watched the rest of that game last night after I came off the fans forum. And yeah, okay, they were lucky to get that goal in the 93rd minute, 5 minutes of extra time. I think the only reason I got that was because the defence sort of just fell asleep at that vital moment, and the goalkeeper couldn't do nothing about McTominay's goal because it was a good finish and it was well put away. So the goalkeeper had no chance, really. By the time he saw it, it was past him by the time he was on the floor. So, you know, I sort of felt sorry for them last night because they actually played well to keep Man United at bay, you know. It doesn't matter if they only had 27% possession. The fact is that they were defending well to keep them, you know. And the thing is, though, that, you know, all the players have put out, you know, Ronaldo's 37. Is he going to be fit to play to start on Sunday? Because, 37 and, playing last night and playing again Sunday. Same with Fernandes, same with Anthony, how many of these players are going to actually start. But the thing is, there is nothing to fear about this team at all. The only ones that I look at that team, I think if you can rattle Bruno Fernandes because he just whinges every time. If he gets rattled by a player, he's in the ear of the referee all the time. He's nothing but a whinger, He can be a good footballer on his day, but he likes to whinge more than he plays football sometimes, especially if there's a player who's got the better of him. Also, you've got Anthony who would outstrip Dan Burn without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, I've got a team lineup anyway, which I'll bring up later on. And the way I think we'll set up anyway. And my team's going to surprise quite a few people, but I'm not going to say anything about that yet until later on in the show.
Fair enough.
But we've got nothing to be fear of. It's 10 years since we won down there. Why not go back down there and give them a beating? There's nothing wrong with that. And I know last season was different, but you look at last season, Watford went there and got a 0-0 draw. I know they had that Ranić as a manager who, the guy was a total plank, to be fair. And yeah, okay, they've got Eriksen and that, but to be honest with you, we've got Bruno, we've got Joe Linton, we've got Sant Maximin, we've got Almiron, we've got Callum Wilson, we've got Botman, we've got Shaw, we've got a great bench as well, because all these players are come back now, so we got a stronger bench. Isak won't be involved on Sunday, and that's according to Eddie Howe. So I think he's not going to be involved till the Everton game, which is a good move because this is what I was saying last night on Fans Forum. I said, I don't want to see Isak starting or being on that bench on Sunday. I'd rather keep him for next week for when we play Everton. And then obviously we've got Spurs away. But yeah, I can see us going down there and getting a positive result. Whether it's a draw or a win, I don't know. I mean, like Chip has said last night, wouldn't it be great if we went down there and we ended up with a shithousery win where basically it's 1-1 and in the last minute of the game, say Wilson taps one in, makes it 2-1, and just to have something like that. So there's all that sort to go on, because Chippers didn't want me putting him on the spot for a prediction last night, but I says, no, I want a scoreline from you. But, at the end of the day, it's how the two teams fare. And if we don't, as long as we don't drop our standards from the last two games, then Man U will be fearful. And I'm sure Eric Ten Hag will be fearful because he'll have looked probably at the Brentford game and the Fulham game. He's probably watched them and probably saw the way we attack. And when we attack. Yes, okay, Brentford might have gave us a couple of goals last week because they can't play out with their own defence properly. But at the end of the day, you've still got to put them chances in the back of the net, and that's exactly what we did.
That's the difference. Absolutely, Tony. I mean, I'll go over the comments on my opinion as well, see what mate's got to say about that. I noticed a lot of our fans are making jokes about Man U struggling to beat Omonia, but Omonia are pretty decent. They give anything on a good game. Sociedad were beaten by 2-1. It's all about the midfield in this game. Bruno against Tomlin banned, by the way. And always making nervous playing Man U. Beat better another player and have a chance. If we play like we did last season, I think James will win that game. I thought Omonia were washed and powdered. It'll be Bruno against Casemiro and Eriksen. And I got on to watch a bit of game now. Watch a bit again now to fair for Tunis, exactly. Can see a few goals on Sunday. Dismiss Man United or any opposition at the power, but my goodness, our team, our unity, our mentality, we can absolutely get a result. Jules, I'm not scared of this team at all whatsoever. I think we'll win this game tomorrow. Okay, thanks for the info. Alan didn't know. It's just a McTominay. Hey to you. And it's a couple of things. That's being said, we should not underestimate United because they also are a bit more organised. I thought that Arsenal's first score, that really killed them.
That's right. And I agree here with Mike's point is that I think United will allow pressure to be absorbed. I think we will go in how we played against Arsenal and Liverpool in terms of playing on the counter. Right now, I don't think we're as good as a possession-based team. Probably that will come over time. But we've got some pacey players. And we've got pacey players on the bench as well of Anthony Elanga, Garnacho as well, and Palestri. I do think that it is, if for example we are going to get a result, it will be based off the Manchester United counter-attacking football, because it has worked for us so far this season.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I've noticed that as well. They do like to counter. When they do break, they break for pace. Anthony, class.
And this is
Rashford.
what United fans complain and saying, why are we not playing possession-based football? But as probably both you both will agree with, that the possession doesn't mean anything as long as you get a result out of this game. If you had like 20% possession, but then you got one goal and you won 1-0, you'd be happy. But if, for example, you had like 80% possession and you lost like 3-0, what was the point in that possession if you're not doing anything with it?
That's
Only
very
good
true.
teams, like for me, Man City, are so excellent on possession. I don't think possession-based football, in terms of how Man City it works for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to have the right personnel to do so. You have to have the right players to do so. It's like with Newcastle, we play possession football, don't we? We play possession. We kick the ball nice as well, don't we? Do you know what I mean? And how many people say that sort of thing, that we don't keep the ball, etc. Eddie Howe's makes us keep the ball and makes us use it as well. If we keep the ball, use a bit of brain sort of thing. We've got Bruno, he can create something out of that. He can pass over that chip over the top. I saw it similar for Napoli the other day when Nasano scored out cracking goals and Lindsay went over the top to him, cracking goals, similar to what Bruno did to Miggy. And I tell you what, Miggy and ASM are going to be key players on Sunday.
Yeah, John, absolutely. I mean, you know, the thing is as well with Bruno as well. I mean, he's got that in his locker to put that sublime crossing or pass. So, you know, I mean, he done one last week, didn't he? A crossfield ball from like 40 yards, didn't he? Across to Miggy. So, you know, he's got it in his locker, and that's the beauty of it. You know, like Eddie Howe said, we didn't look at him for like goals. It's just organically come, you know. And it was like I said the other day, John, I think the reason why Bruno is scoring more is because he hasn't got Paqueta in front of him and he's not acting as a defensive midfielder. He's now expressing himself and he's getting himself forward. Like Eddie Howe says, that was like class from him when that just shows you how good he is. Like he tackled the ball and then ran with it and then shot from like 30 yards and scored, you know. So yeah, it's all geared up for a good game on Sunday, that's for sure. I know it's not on Sky or anything, but yeah, it's geared up for a great game on Sunday, though.
I'm excited for the game as well in Turkey. I'll be watching that as well. So I would have loved
You'll
to
be
watch
able to see it in Turkey yourself, because they don't have. I think they basically show every single game. Because when I was in Portugal, they even shown the 3:00 games. So
I'll be looking for that then as well. So I'll be exciting. So it's just a shame I can't do a watch along from there. Do you know what I mean? I just haven't got the facility to do it. Like, do you know what I mean? It would have been.
The thing is, John.
Yeah.
The thing is, so Sky have made an error here because they should have picked that game for TV. Who on earth wants to watch bloody Villa versus Chelsea? I mean, you know, what a worse game to put on the TV at 2:00.
And yet,
I'll tell you what though, I'll tell you what though, John, if Chelsea scrape that, say 1-0, and say our game, say for instance we beat Man United 3-2, 5 goals. Sky might look at that and think, oh, why didn't we have that game? Because that was more exciting. There was 5 goals there. There's only been 1 in this game.
I agree. I have to agree. And it's okay for the Premier League to send us all the way for Southampton on the Sunday and Brighton early kick-off some stage, you know what I mean? But you know what it is, right? I mean, the Premier League are doing it first. They're really having us going, do you know what I mean? Send us our fans.
Something tells me, though, it's more for the Chelsea hype with Graham Potter right now as to why they put it on the TV, and Aston Villa right now are in near enough fighting relegation zone. So it's like in a kind of way, if you win, you'll be further in the top 4, but if you lose, you could be fighting relegation.
This is very true. I have to agree. But I think Villa in big trouble. Anthony Eriksson could give us problems. Yes, they can. Anthony as well. Even if you would hope we well. How do you watch along go last night, John? Watching your favourite team, United. Man, Sunday, it was not a watch along. It was a match preview on MAISYS. Sure. Get it?
Because he came on last night, John, and he said, I bet John's doing a watch along with me.
Yeah. Wow. Can you imagine that? Last season, I did a watch on between Man U and Tottenham, and I still got good numbers anyway, so I don't know how each sort of thing. But, someone told us to do it, I've done it. It's been available. Will it be on the leave? I think it'd be available on Sunday, Tony, will he? I'm sure you'll be available.
Yeah, Eddie Howe's never mentioned anything about not being there on Sunday, and he was asked about will he make changes? And they said, are some players going to be disappointed? And Eddie Howe said, well, yeah, if you're not playing, you're going to be disappointed, but I've got to pick the team, which is the best team to play. And that's what you got to do as a manager. You got to pick, when you're playing the likes of Brentford and Fulham, and that's no disrespect to those two teams, but you've got to play the players that you think, right, okay, if I put these players in, they can help us get a positive result.
Yeah.
But then you play a team like Man United, and then you think, right, I might have to change it now because I might have to let a couple of players out to bring another couple of players in. This is where I get to my formation later. But yeah, that's what you've got to do as a manager. And that's why you've got to have a squad so you can rotate these players around. So if anybody does get left out on Sunday, yeah, they may be disappointed, but then they may play on Wednesday. So you've just got to see how it goes.
Why would Bruno be on leave? Like, is this something? I don't know.
His girlfriend's pregnant and she's due to give birth at any stage.
I think it'll probably then. If she gives birth in the next 24 to 48 hours, he'll probably be gone then.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, end of the day, you're born. The birth is more important than playing football. You can always play football, but you don't always give birth to your newborn baby. It's as simple as that sort of thing. That's really special. Your family comes first every single time. It's been available, yes. Hope so. What's your thoughts on the 5th kit? Tony, the 5th kit, I believe you got today.
Have you seen it, John?
You know what it is, mate? It's like a blue colour. No blue colour, am I right?
It's like a bluey black, isn't it? It's got leaves and that on it. I mean, it looks all right, but I wouldn't pay £65 for it. And
I wouldn't either.
To be honest with you, it's nice enough, but I don't know. The jury's still out. I'm afraid of me because I'm not sure about it. But is it supposed to be an away top? Is it supposed to be some sort of training top? Nobody said. They're saying it's 130-year anniversary shirt. That's what it's supposed to be.
Oh,
but,
I'm Jewish, but I've seen it. I've seen a glimpse of it, like someone shows in the gym today.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. To be fair, it's actually a nice top.
Fair enough. It certainly is. But I've got to look for it close, that sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a nice top without Maisy there, because she knows what she's talking about. Maisy, how do the Man U fans feel go off your message boards, win or lose?
I think United fans are a mixture of both win and draw. I haven't seen many losses, but I think it's just knowing at the fact it's at Old Trafford. Apart from it's just mostly wins and draws. People are going for 1-1 draws, 2-1 wins, 3-1 wins, 2-3 draws. It's just a mixture of them I've seen. But I don't really talk to people. I'm antisocial.
Hey, you only talk to us, Macy, don't you? And Reese, and also talk to big names as well. But they got. Click the likes. Go on, Tony.
Yeah, the under-21s are currently playing. Newcastle 1, Villa 1 at half-time.
Great stuff.
Joe White scored for the toon.
Big up. Let's hope we get that win, eh? Fingers crossed. So, guys, like the video, like what you see. Thank you, Jules. I really appreciate that. It's free. Click on the like, hit the subscribe button as well. And if you like to super chat us, then just click on the just give it a channel's worth. And if you'd like to become a member, then just click on join button like Jack Sweet. Thank you very much indeed, Jack, for becoming a member, my guy. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much indeed. So appreciate that. Man, you shouldn't be unlisted or disrespected. Overall, Ten Hag has done well after a difficult start. Yes, City battered them, but Man City on form would destroy everyone. This is very true. Jules chatting to Carlos. Big up to Daniil. Daniil's the first one of my competition winning a match ticket, and he enjoyed it. Big up to Daniil. Hope you're okay. Man City couldn't destroy us, Foxy. That is the thing. Over a full season, you're not winning more games with 20%.
I was talking about individual possession per game. I wasn't meaning as in if you stayed at 20% possession for the whole season. I meant as in per game.
Absolutely. Totally.
Because I'm not saying you wouldn't, you can't get loads of games with a 20% possession, but if you went and played a 20% possession in a game and you got a win, it's a win at the end of the day. People's not going to look back 10 years later and go, oh, we only had 20% possession, but we still managed to scrape a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, this is it. On this Paulson, he's going for a 3-2 into us. Foxy's saying, chatting to Paul, they've been on form last season. Bruno's best work is further off the pitch. Bruno has great football instinct. That's a Dino. I agree. There's ways and means to watch it. Wink, wink. That's it's true. It's true. Sky's not up. Here. It was rearranged games. Wasn't it due to Man United in Europe? So TV had already picked the games. That's from Jules.
I'm not too sure because I don't think they are the rearranged games because isn't it the midweek game the midweek ones the rearranged ones?
Yeah. With you.
So this would be the normal games. So like they would have bought the rights weeks ago.
Yeah,
I would have imagined.
Yeah, because all the games on Tuesday and Wednesday are on Amazon Prime
and BT, or I think the odd ones on BT.
I think they're all on Amazon Prime.
On Amazon. I hate watching
midweek,
games.
Yeah.
I hate watching games on Amazon Prime because it literally is like 5 minutes behind.
There's a tip there for anybody out there in the chat or whatever. If you haven't got Amazon, normally you can get a free trial with Amazon. So if you get a free trial, take it and you can watch the match for free. A lot of people do that apparently.
Yeah, I've seen it as well. So I've done it before and I've got Amazon as well. So when Newcastle do play, then watch on that as well. I've got Amazon as well. It's pretty good. Phyllis McDonald. There'll be links for the game sometimes, so don't mention the names. Very confident for Sunday. United only got 1 goal against Ammonia. They read it up. Joel's asked, yeah, Mike, with you. Man, you definitely got players that cause us problems, but saying actually, we got players who can hurt them. Absolutely. Villa should play in the Scottish League. Joanne might do better.
Actually, might win the league there.
They might win the league. Oh, agreed. They might win the league. They might win a title. You never know. Well, still have something to say about that. You, John, thank you. And I just hope we bring the form we played against Man City and not the kind we had against Palace. Jules, it all depends if Baby Bruno decides to make their arrival. It's a fair comment there, Jay. Fair comment. Can't win them all on form or not. Thank you again, Jack. I appreciate that. His mum's lovely, by the way. I can't lie. Anything Castore can do one reminds me too much of the X-Fact controller. And thank you, Jules, contribute as well. Especially addition. Top thing as the one with the bridge, and that's on the front. That's from Paul. Now on the kit, on to the anniversary. Lots of comments flying through. The 5th kit looks very forgettable. No one would remember it next season. That's why I like coffee. And I was looking forward to Bruno and Big Joe battling it out with Fred and Casemiro. That was going to be epic. It's going to be epic. It was quality. Right, let's go into the team news. I'll be to the team news, right? I'll start with you, Macy. I'm going to get up there before we do the combined 11 as well. That's what we're going to do as well. We did it last night. It was fun.
We did.
And let's have a look at this one here. That's the one. That is the side we think you may start. I know, Tony, you got something different out. You can do your own bit in a minute. And
sorry, Matt, I'm literally like going up to the camera because I can't see.
That's nice.
Sorry, guys, my eyebrows aren't done.
Can't you zoom that up a bit, John?
That's a good question. Can I zoom?
I think the only one who's not going to be starting that I think there are actually the two people who won't be starting. I think that Lindelof won't be starting. I think Varane will be back. And I think Ronaldo will be dropped for Sancho and Rashford will be playing in the middle.
Yeah, I know it's not good, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to double click at everything sort of, and I just kind of found a bugger. Sorry, people, but I do my best. I mean, if I read it out, that'd be brilliant. We've got Pope in goal. I think that's going to be the three he's going to play. I really do. I mean, it'd be great to see Joe Linton start, but I just can't see him getting in because Longstaff's doing outreach and Workout's doing outreach. But I think, Tony, would you go with that team? Now you got something different, haven't you, in the lineup as well?
What's your lineup, John? Because we can't really see it because it's too small.
Oh no, sorry. What I'll do then, if that's the case, then I'll read it out anyway. You got Pope in goal, Trippier right back, Dan Burn on the other side of left back, which I don't agree with, to be fair. Fabian Schär and Sven Botman in defence. The midfield three, Longstaff, Bruno, and Joe Willock. And the midfield three will be Almiron, ASM, and Wilson. That's going to be the three. And for me, I'll bring Joe Linton in and take out Longstaff for me. Do you know what I mean? That's what I put. That's what I do, right? The front three speaks for itself, to be fair. The back four, I'll stop Burn for target. I want to see a left back actually playing a left back. Do you know what I mean? No disrespect to Dan, but I don't like him at left back. I really don't.
No. Yeah, I can see what you're saying by that, John. Yeah, I don't think it's the right move to have him at left back anyway for this game. Anyway, especially.
I don't think so. I mean, for me, it's going to be a 4-3-3. People say that we're going to get found out playing that formation all the time. At the minute, we haven't been found out. I think it is a really good formation. If it works, go for it. Because, I mean, me and Maisie agree 4-3-3 is the best formation in the world. I have to agree. Do you know what I mean? But if you've got the players to do it, cool. I mean, Barca does it, yeah? If that makes sense. I mean, Real Madrid does it. They've got world-class players as well. So, it's just one of those things. Has Gary Neville got something to do with Castore as he's always wearing the clothes?
Don't even talk about Gary Neville in my presence.
Nah.
I don't like the guy. Like, I literally, right, after all the comments he said, like, he might as well just be a Man City legend at this point. He really might as well. It might as well be a rival fans in what's not Manchester United. So, but I just want to say, in terms of your squad, I'd actually keep Longstaff in and maybe take Willock out for Joe Linton. The only reason why I would say that is because Longstaff always puts on a good performance against Man United. He always puts on a good performance against us.
That's a fair shout. That is a cracking shout. I mean, to be fair, for the last couple of games, I've been Sean Longstaff's done all right. Do you know what I mean? Right, doing anything spectacular, Tony. But at the end of the day, he's in the squad for a reason. And look, he ain't my favourite player. I can't lie. But at the end of the day, he's performing, and that's all we ask him to do.
Yeah, I wouldn't take Joe Willock out the side because Joe Willock's energy is what we need in the squad as well. So I would disagree with taking Joe Willock out because the only thing that's missing from Willock is the only thing that's missing with Willock is just that goal. But if you looked at the stats that were up the other day, Bruno's fifth for passes and Willock's next one in line behind him. So if you took Willock out, you're taking somebody with a good passing rate out the team. So I would say no to taking Willock out the team. That's for sure. You can't drop him at the moment. He's playing well. I think once he scores that goal, I think he'll go on a run and score a few. But he just needs that one goal to go in, whether it comes off his backside or whatever. Just as long as he gets a goal, and then I think he'll be up and running. It doesn't matter how it comes. Just goals give you confidence, and I just totally disagree. I would not drop Willock at all. I would be very annoyed if that did happen, because he's been great this season, and stats don't lie at the end of the day.
Do you know what it is, Tony? I have to agree. I think Eddie Howe's got a really, really dilemma in the midfield. He really has. I mean, Joe Linton can get in the team. Do you know what I mean? That is the thing. Are they going to put him in for this game, or are they going to put him on the Wednesday match against Everton? He'll be playing one of those 2 games, but Julian has to come in. I mean, Ravi said 2-1 to Newcastle. Does anyone think we might get a bit too excited and someone like Julian getting a red? I tell you what, though, he'd be a key player as well if he does come in. Maisie, can you see us getting top 6 this season? That's a Matty Mag.
It's a tough one because based off how you're playing at the moment, I think you could definitely be in a European spot, but you still, right now, you can't write off Liverpool, even though they've been on bad form at the moment. Liverpool's one of them where they can go from 0 to 100 in a matter of games. Like, you don't know, they could go on a massive unbeaten run. Like, you seen Arsenal done the exact same last season. They was in relegation fight, and then they was in the top 6, and the same with you was in relegation fight, and then managed to get in. Is it top 10 you was in the end, or just or
11th.
like 11th?
11th,
Yeah.
11th.
So I think it's just all depending on what other teams do. But if I'm gonna predict that Liverpool is gonna go on that unbeaten run eventually, I think you may finish 7th.
I'd take 7th. Would you, Tony? I'd take 7th this season. But if in a position to chance for the top 4 or top 5, 6, we should.
You can't rule out though Brighton right now, because Brighton are a terrific side at the moment, and if they continue in the form they're playing, they could be at a shout of a European spot too.
Fair comment, Tony.
Yeah, it all depends how Brighton do. I mean, you know, they've got 1 draw, 1 defeat so far in the play tonight against Brentford, so it depends how they get on against Brentford tonight. If they've got aspirations of finishing in the top 7, Brighton, then tonight's a must-win for Brighton, or definitely a 6-pointer for them. But I can see us getting in this top 6, no problem, John. You know, the way we're playing, and if we can carry it on this way, this will be even better for us. And the thing is, I don't think Eddie will let anybody's standards drop. That's the thing. That's the key thing, you know. And I can see us, you know, I mean, this is what Eddie Howe said about the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
He said, if we can go into these games with confidence and a good feeling, it gives you the best chance of a positive result. The next group of games are tough, but we're going to try and attack them, rise to the occasion, give our all, and get a positive result. And that's what Eddie Howe wants to get out of it. And then he said about Bruno, he said he's done unbelievably well. He's fit in so well. And optimized the team spirit and the drive we need to be successful. I think the supporters have seen that, and they've taken to him from day one. Off the pitch, he's been brilliant. On the pitch, he speaks for himself. And he says, we are desperately want Bruno to be happy here, to enjoy his football and see a long-term vision. We want to build a team. We're in the very early stages of that. So we don't want to disrupt the group we have. We want to add quality. That is the aim.
I tell you what, Eddie Howe says some great words. Danny says some great words. Absolutely fantastic. And
do you want to say my team, John? Sorry.
Yeah, you get up. I'll read the comments while you do that. Yeah, so I'll catch up. United have weakness this season. That's Ravi. Same 11 against Brentford. ASM Jordan off the bench. That's some Foxy. Down great. Jag. Hope you came in. Had a good day. United need to do better in the final third. That's Ravi. Big up to Jess VF from South Africa. Hope you're okay. Did you have a good time on the other stream yesterday, John? I did. We had a great time in MAISYS. Brilliant. And did the show. Willock's one of the best in the league with passes under pressure. Do you know what it is? If he steps up, goals and brings it back to how it was, I think top 4 would not be out of the question. 1-0, that's according to Sean. Toy's trying to get there. The team out. This is on a Judy Poo. That's yes, Willock has been an unsung hero. Willock has been very good in the last 2 outings. He has indeed, by the way. Newcastle, they play like they have been. We win no good. That's Sandra. Big up to you, Sandra, by the way. Hope you're okay. And Liverpool have lost the best player this season, that Diaz of the World Cup. He's going to be a miss, by the way. Big up to Castellan. Got a little bit. Can you give me score predictions on Brighton, Brentford, Tranmere, Crew? I think Brighton will beat Brentford 0-0. And I think Tranmere and Crew are going to go for the home advantage. Go for Tranmere Rovers. Right, let's go on. Whoops, hang on a minute. Sorry, Tony. I'll get this up now for you, mate. And that's your team lined up. What you?
Yeah, John. So what I've done is now I've totally changed the team here. So basically, I've brought Target in for Byrne.
Yeah.
I've brought Joe Linton in for Longstaff, and I've brought ESM in for Murphy. Because when you're playing, and it's no disrespect the guys who I've took out the team, but when you're playing against a team that's got good quality as Man United have got, you've got to play your better team. You've got to play your best players. So your best players are fit. So Target needs to play up against Anthony because Target's got the pace to keep up with him where Byrne hasn't, unfortunately. So that's why I've gone with Target at left back. Even though Dan Byrne's played all right, give him a break, give him a rest.
Yeah.
Now, ESM came on last week, had about 20 minutes, half an hour, done okay. So I think he's ready for a start. He could give Diego Dallo a lot of grief as well if he starts. And the reason I bring Joe Linton in over Longstaff, and that's not because Longstaff's played bad, because he's had some good games for us, and because he's starting to look better now, and he's getting back to the Rafa way. Like I said last night on the fans forum, under Steve Bruce Cabbagehead, he lost 2 years of. He literally lost 2 years of football because he was not played properly, John. That's the problem. He did not manage him properly. So So he was up there with Rafa, and then all of a sudden under Bruce he went boom straight down. Now Eddie's got him sort of back up a bit now, and he wants to get him back to where he was. But so the reason I bring Joe Linton is over Longstaff is because Joe Linton's good at breaking up play, and because Joe Linton's a big guy as well, I think he would be ideal for breaking up the play and getting back as a defensive midfielder as well. So that's why I've brought Joe Linton into the side. So I would completely say let's do it that way. Let's have Joe Linton in Target and ESM back in.
Yeah.
Because that then is a stronger team against Man United. That's no disrespect to Jacob Murphy, who's played okay the 2 games. The same with Joe Linton. Longstaff, he's played well, and the same with Dan Byrne, they've played well. But I just think when you're playing against a team that's a bit better quality than what Brentford are, although I know Brentford beat Man United, but that's different. That was in the early season when things weren't going right. But now you can see Man United have been playing better. So you want to play a stronger team against them. And like I say, as much as it hurts to see drop Longstaff, I just think Joe Linton's got that little bit extra edge to his game that we probably need on Sunday. That extra, and he can add that little bit extra steel in the midfield as well. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, John.
I tell you what, though, look at that team. I think that's a cracking team there. I think that is a great. I know Macy said keep Longstaff in the team, but who do you drop? I mean, it's hard to drop, but going to that team, Joe Linton breaks up the play. Bruno could demonstrate the skills in midfield. Well, I can just use the ball under pressure, so makes his late runs like he normally does. We've got a cracking attacking team there. Do you know what I mean? We're an attacking team. And when you're an attacking team, 95 people is watching this show, by the way, people. Thank you so much indeed. And do hit the likes as well, please. 95 people is watching this show. Thank you so much indeed. And, I mean, look, what do you think, Mason, that team? Would you be worried about that Tony's team when he's picking it?
I like when you come into each team, the thing that you can't do is feel fearful over a team. The only team I truly feel fearful for is Manchester City. And apart from that, I don't feel fearful of any other team, if you want me to be honest. It's a great side. I just think it's all dependent on how both teams turn up at the end of the day. Because even though both teams are not doing so bad at the moment, it's just all about one's going to be a poorer side than another one, isn't it? So I'm not worried looking at the lineup.
Fair shout. Dave, please hit the subscribe button, mate. It's your first time, I believe. Top 6 season for Newcastle. We go through this commentary before we go on to the combined 11. Every game we have tough every 10 tough games, the difference now that we believe we can win every game under Eddie, which is fantastic. Sandra, please hit the subscribe button, Sandra, if you can. That'd be amazing. Thank you. Everyone see me say yes, we are. Are the rumours of true? Or do I take over from Man U and the value price of the Glazers was £9 billion? I
No,
haven't heard that.
that's not true. The person who is looking at buying United is Jim Ratcliffe. I think he's being a bit, how can I say, cautious of what he's saying right now, because he's saying obviously about the Glazers being where they are and stuff in their interview, but I think he's the most likely buy. There was actually Saudis who wanted to buy United a few years ago, and I think they offered around 1 or 2 bill, and United said no, they wanted 4. So that's just pure greedy, considering they bought us for 600 million. So they took they took 800 million debt out of us, and they've not even repaid that since 2005. So that really speaks levels of the kind of owners they are. But it's Jim Ratcliffe who looks like the most likely person to buy United. But I don't really listen to all these like owners buying United kind of thing, because at the end of the day, the Glazers are still here. I don't even think they're in that they want to sell the club. Because think about the amount that they're making. They're making. Imagine how much they're making off like shirt sales every season, because United sell a hell of a lot of shirts, especially when you've got the big names there of Ronaldo. Imagine how many shirts Ronaldo alone is going to be selling at that club. Do you get what I mean?
Absolutely.
And people say stuff like, "Oh, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this," but there's still gonna be people who's gonna like, they'll say like boycott the games, but there's people who's already bought the season tickets. So what's the point of boycotting a game when, if for instance the season ticket's 500 quid, the Glazers already got that 500 quid? What's the point in not buying? What's the point of people saying boycott the megastore when people from abroad will come to United for a one-time experience and be at the megastore? I went to the pre-season game of Man United, and the megastore queue was absolutely massive.
Macy, well said. I mean, they got your money. It's like when we had Mike Ashley at the club, right? I mean, people could boycott us they want. He's got your money. Simple as that.
Exactly.
And he's winning. So what's the point? Either you got to buy a ticket and support the team, or just don't bother. Do you know what I mean? He's laughing at you. But look, at the end of the day, you're right. I mean, the Glaciers, for me, I think you need owners, by the way, if you want to take your club forward. Because if you don't, they're just going to be there for the money, right? And also, for me, I don't think you win a title under these ownership.
We have won a title with them.
Yeah. Not I mean, not again, not for the future. That's what I'm trying to say. Not for the future.
Yeah, for the future, definitely not. But at the end of the day, this is what United fans need to realise, is that you got to take everything with a pinch of salt. Even if I know what Jim Ratcliffe has said, like obviously the Glazers are here, blah blah blah. But yeah, say for example, we did have like rich owners, so like people who are worth like 10 billion. I don't know who would be worth that, but say for example that is the case. Think about how long it will take for the owners to come in. It's not as though they're going to say, "Oh yeah, I bought the club and now I'm here." It's not something what's going to happen in the space of a day. It's going to take many months, and that was the same with, even though Roman Abramovich for Chelsea was forced to sell his club, that would still happen for many months.
I agree with you. It's going to take time. Fans need to be patient. Simple as that. And Macy talks a lot of sense when it comes to football. It's going to be hard on alongside doing jobs. Credit to him for improving so much, but Joe would more ideal for this game to kill the build up high up the pitch. 3-0. Target and J7, sound selection, Tony, makes sense. It does. When you change a winning team, it's all the rest of a disaster, not always about the best individual 11 players. I see your point where you come from, Foxy. Absolutely right. 3-0. 100%. We can get top 6, couple of players in Jan. A bit of luck with injuries, we can get even higher. Remember, January to May last season would be 4th. Exactly. Big up to Sandra again. We're going to do the combined 11 in a bit. Joe Lynn can keep Andy quiet and give doing target cover if that position. Be scared of United. This is Old Trafford. Liverpool and Arsenal were also confident. Hit the subscribe button, mate. Please hit the subscribe button, mate. Got to run. Take care, Jules. Thanks for watching us, mate. Thanks so much indeed, and take care. And so Brighton and Rayhan Ali says United to win by 3-1. Got to go, John. Take care. Thank you, Chester. Appreciate that, mate. Keep the Glaciers in. That he was saying that. Keep the Glaciers in. Jim Ratcliffe said Glaciers don't want to sell. And Sir Jim says he's not interested. Elton, hit the subscribe button. It's your first time, I believe. And I will give Lewis a shot left back. He will be able to cope with Anthony. He needs to run in the squad. He got boosted, and now he's getting quality coaching under Eddie Howe. And Jim, are you looking to buy a French team? But thanks to the Glazers, I would offer it for 20 mil. Jim was the Grenadiers who were tackling teams. He said he didn't want to buy Man United. Danson Brave, Newcastle win the title for United do. Danson Brave hits the subscribe button, mate. And Martin B, in fact, if you do the same, that'd be brilliant. Even to you. And I'm a Brighton fan. Good luck this season. Ethan, thank you so much indeed. Ethan, please hit the subscribe button. Also hit Devils United channel as well. That'd be brilliant, Ethan. Thank you very much indeed. And also follow Tony Tooney 31 on the social media. Do that, Ethan.
And also, John.
Yeah.
Sorry. Also, John, if you think back to the Liverpool game,
yeah,
Target kept Salah quiet, didn't he?
Didn't he just? He did. He did. And I tell you what,
he could keep Anthony quiet as well.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Does that'd be brilliant. Big up to all you. Big up to you all for the 3 minutes I've seen of you. Martin, thank you very much indeed. Hit the subscribe button, and that would be fantastic. Thank you, Martin. And great show, John. Thank you, Chris. Well, you can do the combined 11 now, right? Me and Mason did it last night, and you just got to pick the players who's on form, not by reputation.
This season.
Right? And we just go through who's been outstanding this season, who's been on form this season, and we just got to make decisions. So we start with you, Tony, right? I mean, who should play in goal? Like the best United and the best Newcastle. Tell us your goalkeeper.
Well, for this season, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
not being biased, but
yeah, go on.
It's Nick Pope because, you know, I mean, I know that he has done okay, but Nick Pope's actually top keeper in the Premier League at the moment. So you can't not put him in a combined 11. So Nick Pope gets my vote as the goalkeeper over to here.
And do you agree with that, Macy?
Yeah, 100%. Like, De Gea's not even been that good this season. He's made a couple of good saves, but he genuinely cost us in the first couple of games of the season. And he has definitely improved in his distribution, don't get me wrong, but Nick Pope for me is easily a great player, and you might as well put Trippier in whilst you're at it, because I'm not putting Dalot.
We're going to.
I will never put Dalot in a combined 11. I don't even care. I would literally rather put a centre back in over. I think I've done a combined 11 with Luca from my Arsenal preview, and I was like, I want Martinez and Varane in. But then I went, you know what? Because I think he was out of like Tomiyasu and Dalot, and he wanted Salibia, and I was like, you know what? Salibia's played as a right back at Marseille. Put him as a right back instead.
Dalot. Nah, not for me. Not for me. Right, I know what you mean there, but right back, Mason, Trippier, Tony, Dalot or Trippier, who'd you play right back? It's only one, isn't there? Come on.
It's Trippier, isn't it? But he's top right back in the country at the minute, isn't he?
Isn't he just? And I tell you what, he's been outstanding. Always does it again on Sunday. Let's move on to the other side, left back. Mace, I'll start with you.
And the same as yesterday, I'd go with Malacio. He's only quite new to the league, but he's fitted in so well. The only game that I wasn't convinced in was in a Europa League game, but he done so well in terms of Mo Salah. He done so well in terms of Saka. He's played some brilliant sides, and to keep the likes of Luke Shaw out of the squad, who's been there for about 8 years, it really speaks levels, because you can tell how much Luke Shaw is a bit like, what's going on here? Like, I've actually got competition on my hands.
Yeah, fair enough. Tony, I mean, left back. I know Target hasn't played a lot. When he does, he's been harried. But Malacia, I'll go with Macy as well. That he's coming into the game at left back, and he's going to get better. Luke Shaw is on the short list as well. I'm not sure.
Nah, don't even put him on the short list. Take him out, John.
Yeah. Well,
Go
if
on.
I'm honest, I haven't really seen a lot of Malacia play, but stick him on the left.
Yep, that's fine. I mean, look, Targa, I like Targa, but I think this guy is destined for greatness there. Let's go on to the centre back. I'll go with you, Tony.
Centre back, yeah. Sven Botman all day. You know, it's got to be easy. One of the best centre backs in the Premier League. He's, you know, not only is he good at his defending, but he can play. He can set up a move. He can, you know, he's a good ball playing centre back. He can play with either foot. He's left footed or right footed. A lot of people think he's left footed, but he's actually both footed. He can play a ball. He can attack. He can cross a ball. We've seen it against Palace. And I mean, he comes off for corners and that he's dangerous. So, yeah, Botman for me all day.
Okay. His partner in crime, Macy.
I'm gonna put Lisandro Martinez. I think he did have a couple of shaky games at the beginning, but wouldn't you feel shaky being alongside Harry Maguire? Let's just be honest. But him and Varane have done so well. They complement each other massively. He's a leader at the back. He's destined to do better and better every single game. He even said, I want to put my 100% in every single game what I do. He's won it. I think he was the first centre back in many, many years. He's won Player of the Month for Man United. His fight, his determination, his hunger, his tackle, everything about him I absolutely love. And he was someone who Manchester United was missing for a very, very long time in terms of in the back and in terms of left-footed centre-backs, because we haven't had a left-footed centre-back for a while either.
Yeah, that's a fair comment. I mean, he's going to be good. I know he's 5'9", but look, at the end of the day, I mean, he still tackles and he still does well. And he looks a decent player. I'm actually
disappointed.
Go on, Tony.
I'm actually disappointed, Macy. I thought you were going to go for Maguire.
Hey! Yeah.
I was thinking Martinez or Maguire, and then I thought, you know what? I'm not going to embarrass myself here.
Fair enough. I got Malacia, look decent when I've watched him play. Botman and Martinez centre backs and Mike. We've got that. Martinez makes you feel tall and are not tall, and that's in Ravi as well. So that's the back four. We're going to go to the midfield three. I'll start with you, Macy.
In terms of defensive midfielder, which is going to be the middle one, of course, I'd have to go for Bruno. Newcastle Bruno, when I say Bruno, just because I think he's absolutely outstanding. I did obviously question with you, is he more of a box-to-box, is he more defensive? Because when I've seen Bruno, I've seen him a bit more of a defensive midfielder, and Willock and Joe Linton go a bit more further forward, but all of them can go forward. So I think he's an outstanding player. He's brilliant with his passing, and personally, for me, he's been one of the best midfielders in the league this season, without a doubt. So it'd be very daft not to put him in there.
Absolutely. I mean, got Ravi there, the butcher's better come with sharp knives.
Oh, yeah, he come out with his sharp knives with Liverpool, didn't he? What was that? Where was your win, Ravi, at Old Trafford?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I thought so.
Martinez would be great if you can get... Yes. Oh, man. Once it's kind of complete, we can fashion Man City 6 in the first half. Roy Keane says Bruno has it all, and he is correct. Right then, Tony, your turn. Is going to be your midfield three?
Yeah. On the left, I'm going to stick Joe Willock in there because his energy to get in the box, His passing range is brilliant as well, just like Bruno is. I mean, obviously not as good as Bruno, but he's next on the list to Bruno in the Premier League for passing stats. So I put Willock in there for his energy as well, and he can pick a cross out as well. So yeah, Willock gets my vote for there.
Cool. And I've got Foxy Martins and Share, centre back Spotman and Varane both been decent as well, but backups for now. Guimaraes on form in FIFA 23 is different groove, but it ain't on FIFA. That's Mike or KMBC. I would have not had Liverpool's defenders on Martinez any day.
That's why you're in 10th.
And he said, wait, no Joe Linton? And Mace, you joker. That's enough. He's called you a joker.
Well, that's why they're in 10th, because they're too reliant on Virgil van Disner.
Too much. Right then, for me, I've got Macy's and be another mid.
My other midfielder would be Christian Eriksen. As much as Joe Linton has been brilliant, I do genuinely think Christian Eriksen has been a rock for Manchester United in terms of that midfield. We always used to say, we need a defensive midfielder, but this guy, honestly, I love him to pieces. I really, really do. Like, if I had a hole in my heart, I would literally put Christian Eriksen in it. That's how much I love this guy. Like, when I see him on the pitch, he just fills me up with so much like love and excitement. That's how I feel about the guy, and he's so good with set pieces, his free kicks, his passing is absolutely brilliant. He picks out the right opportunities. He likes to cut into narrow spaces. There isn't many things that Christian Eriksen couldn't do. He can obviously play a little bit further forward in Bruno Fernandez's position, because we play the 4-2-3-1. But the thing is that he's so well with possession. I would actually prefer him so much to play in that number 8 role. He's fantastic.
Brilliant. Absolutely. I like that midfield, by the way. Guimaraes could complete midfielder. Willock could make the late runs. And Eriksen's passing ability is just a joy. That midfield 3 looks great. I want to put Joe
You've got a backup for Trippier there for set pieces, corners, free kicks as well.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, that is a team there. And yeah, I'll agree with you then, mate, because Trippier can talk. He can talk to this back four. He's a leader. Do you know what? I'll make him captain for that team. I'll make him captain, 100%. But that'll be a good show. Let's go on to the left-hand side now. Tony, I'll go with you.
Left-hand side. Oh. I know who I would have put in the centre, but I'm left-hand side. Who's Man U got on the left-hand side?
Sancho, Rashford.
Sancho.
Alanga.
Yeah. But don't rate any of them two. That's got to be ESM on the left.
If you're paying players by form, it has to be him. Because there's no question, because he's having an outstanding season for him. I mean, I said in the summer, this is going to be a make or break season for this guy. And for me, he's making it. And you know he's making it because he is making assistance for goals. So there you go. So I think this guy is going to be really good this season. I really do. And with you, Tony. What about you, Macy, on the right side of midfield?
The right-hand side, I'd have to go with Antony. I think Antony has done so well when he's first come to Manchester United. He's been crucial in games. Like, he got the first ever player to get 3 goals in his first 3 Premier League starts. Like, that's some kind of achievement. Already, he's already halfway to getting the same stats as his Ajax goals last season. And he's only played a couple of games for United. That just speaks a lot. I think the only thing I would improve in terms of Antony is the fact that he is how he gives the ball away a bit cheaply for my liking. But apart from that, he's got everything. He can dribble, he can cross, he can shoot. He's got basically a full package. It just winds me up when he gives the ball away cheaply.
Yeah, he'll brush this game. I think he's a young lad. I mean, was he
Yeah,
21, 22?
I think he's only about 21. I'm sure he's
Yeah.
about 21. But he's got them mad skills, hasn't he? He's 22. He's got them
22.
skills though, hasn't he? Like what you don't really see off too many players, and he's confident with it.
Absolutely. He's got his back heels, got lovely back heels. He's confident, cuts inside, kills in the corner as well. But I think Miggy's been unlucky, Tony. Very, very unlucky. I mean, he is under consideration. What a season that guy had this season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's having a great season, Mickey. And I'm quite surprised he's not in there. I would have had him in there as well, seeing that it is between, I suppose, the two, because they're both on form at the minute, aren't they? So, but yeah, I mean, in terms of play and things like that, Miggy's obviously 9 games, 4 goals. Anthony hasn't scored a goal.
He scored 3.
He's got 3 this season.
What, in the Premier League, has he?
In the Premier League.
Yeah. All right, okay, yeah. That's right, because he scored last week as well.
All 3 starts he's made in the Premier League, he scored. He scored in all his starts.
Yeah. So I suppose it's a hard one. But the thing is, the only difference I would say to Miggy over Anthony is Miggy's work rate is much better as well. He works hard for the team as well, and he tries to create something out of nothing, even if it doesn't come off. But at least he's tried. But it's a hard one. I would have quite happily put Miggy in there, if I'm honest. But but both good players in their own rights anyway. So like Macy says, it is a hard decision. It
is tough. It's real tough. But I think if you did a vote now, I think Andy would just get that vote. But it's a hard one. But if you want to vote for Miggy, you carry on in the chat. So we just make our own decisions as well. I think Macy's won the day. I mean, I'm just going through the comments as well. Ericsson ahead of Jordan. He has to work effort at Jordan to also end product as well. And Liverpool needs to change how they play. Defenders far too high. And when Trent is nowhere to be seen, along with Salah. That's from Paul. Got Max on the left. Max it every single time. What this guy saying, man, you so disrespectful. Liverpool Box FC, cause ain't beating City. Even Ray Charles can see it. Wilson, when fit, had to be up top. I like that wooden tone. And Miron's red hot run of form. That's from Chris. You can't stop playing with a lot of intensity and have some good link-up play. Mix it up with the best. That's in Ravi. Miggy is on drop on any team right now. I have to. And he scored a few, but costs a fortune and doesn't work as hard as Miggy. Love to give possession away too. Miggy outscore him so many this season. Does this guy know Football Man United? Striker will be interesting. Isaac Wilson or now someone else comment on in a bit. He did score a great goal against us. I like Anthony. Good fun line so far. And 3-7 so far for Foxy. Let's go on to the strikers role. I mean, it's a hard one, yeah. I mean, for me, I'm going to say Callum Wilson. I'm picking players on form, by the way, Macy, because Rashford.
No, of course, I understand that. And I was torn myself yesterday between Wilson and Rashford, because Rashford's had a great season so far, but Wilson, for me, is a terrific striker. And that's why I was so torn between them both yesterday.
What about you, Tony? I mean, got Isak consideration as well. 2 and 3 starts for the Swede. Cost 63 million quid with add-ons on top. Rash has had a decent season. Again, not enough goals. Callum Wilson, his work rate's up there as well. It's really, really good. Go on, Tony, who would you go with? It's a tough one. Before I do that, strikes a tough position. Rash said this season, Wilson's fit. Isak, unknown entity at the minute, limited game so far. Yo to you, Fia as well. Please hit the subscribe button, mate. If you can, that'd be amazing. Thank you. And Rash ain't a striker.
But he plays there.
Exactly. Tony, go for it.
Yeah, no, I've got to agree, John. It's got to be, but that's why when I said to you, I've got my idea of who I'd have in the
Yes,
centre,
you did.
and that was Wilson. I was thinking, the reason Wilson gets it over Isak, he scored more goals than Isak, and And the thing is, if Wilson's fit, he's one heck of a striker. And, you know, he's clever with his movement as well, Callum Wilson. And I know he was disappointed last week he didn't get a goal against Brentford when maybe he should have scored when he put that shot wide. But he did come up with the assist for Jacob Murphy's goal. So, in my eyes, Callum Wilson gets that role up front ahead of Marcus Rashford, and even ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo as well. So
I want to put Ronaldo in consideration. If you want me to be fairly honest,
I'm
it was
with you.
always going to be Rashford or Wilson.
yeah,
110%.
Wilson wins it. Wilson wins it more than Rashford. I'm sorry, yeah. And if he can stay fit, Callum Wilson, he would be ideal to go to Qatar, because if you need a goal in the second half or something of a game, he'd be ideal to bring on because of his movement. And as long as they give him the service, he'll put them away in the back of the net without a doubt. It's just hopefully he stays fit between now and the World Cup, and whether relegate picks him or not is another matter.
That's the thing. You're absolutely right. I mean, look, I think Callum Wilson, if he stays much injury-free between now and the end of the season, he'll get a lot of goals. Guys, let's be real.
He'd easily get 50 for me.
Yeah.
100%.
And
So there is
seen...
Go on,
sorry, John. Yeah, apparently it's been going all over social media today, internet everywhere today. Apparently, Thomas Tuchel wants the England job.
Yeah, apparently he's turned down 3 jobs, 2 of them being in the Premier League, apparently. And he's got apparently that he may have a job lined up in early 2023. So that's making it obvious it's England, and I'd happily have him.
Yeah, and
100%. He's good at the press as well, but
yeah, and Nuno Espirito Santo could be on his way back to Wolves as manager.
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's a strange decision.
Yeah. But Wolves fans want him back, and good luck to him. If he goes back there, I wish him well. And I
should never go back, really.
Nah. Not many people make it when they go back a second time. Trust us. Rashford, the first time when he plays. Ronaldo's great finisher in his prime, especially with his heading ability, but he has played much this season. That's why he's not in consideration in the combined 11. Great bench with Miggy, Ronaldo. Yep, that's a cracking bench there. I feel bad for Chris Wood. No one has mentioned him. Well, he can go and judge as much as he wants. Bit selfish, but I hope Wilson stays at home with club so he doesn't get injured. Paul, Coffee, Chris Wood is underrated by you boys. We're given a saved. Any chance, Eddie? Wow. And there's your combined 11 people. In goal, you got Nick Pope, the back 4, Valencia, offside Trippier, captain as well, by the way. Botman and Martinez. That's a cracking back 4, by the way, people. The midfield 3, Willock, Bruno G, and Christian Eriksen. And up front, it'll be Anthony on the right, Ace on the left, and Wilson up top. That is your combined 11 as well, people. Tell us what you think, guys. Are you happy? Leave in the comments in the section after the show if you want to, and tell us, is that combined 11 is very, very good? Tell us. Would you trust Tuchel as England manager in the World Cup France against Germany? I'm not so sure. I would definitely take Tuchel as England coach. He didn't get a chance at Chelsea once, but he came in. He didn't. I think that was wrong. Eddie Howe over Ten Hag as a manager. That's another one. That's a tough one. I'll let you guys decide. England job, I meant, yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, right, that's going to be a tough one, but I think Eddie Howe just gets it for me because he's been brilliant. He really has. And Ten Hag's done all right, but he's lost silly games as well. And Miggy won't be smiling seeing this lineup. Sorry, Foxy. And big up the great show. Box office, Mia's, Man's Like John, and Tony. And bye to you, Alan. So on that bombshell, going to wrap it up, people. Before we do that, I want to score predictions for you guys. MAISYS, start with you. Man U and Newcastle. What score's going to be? And I tell you what, this game could be one of the best of the season for me.
2-1 Man United.
2-1 Man United. Okie dokie. And Tony.
Yeah, I'll just give you an update on the score. The game's finished now. Aston Villa 1. Newcastle United 2. Josh Scott scored the winner for Newcastle. So they've won in Premier League 2 tonight. Yes. Brilliant result. So, yeah, prediction for Sunday is what I said the other day, and I'm sticking by it. And I'm going to say 3-1 Newcastle.
Fair enough. I'm going to go. I said 3-1 to Newcastle, but I'm going to say 2-1 to Newcastle because, now Casemiro's coming in as well, and it's going to be tough as well. But look, I think 2-1 to Newcastle United, and this is going to be our time, and we are going to attack them. We're going to move the ball, and I think this is going to be a different Newcastle United going to Old Trafford we've seen for ages and ages and ages. I'm not scared of this Man United at all whatsoever. They are there to be got at. Sorry, Macy. Hi to Lewis as well. You're a bit late, my guy. I hope you're okay. And 3-1 to the toon. Enjoy your trip to Turkey, John. How long you a holiday for a week? So Toad's going to come and be sure as well. So keep him sweet. And please show some love to him. Show some love to Macy too. And 3-1 to Newcastle. John, you watch any live games out in Turkey? I am indeed. I'm going to watch the Newcastle against Man U. I'm going to watch a game against Everton as well. And John, get a toon shirt from Turkey. I've got the away strip as well. I'm going to wear that as well on Sunday. So, guys, thank you very much for joining. And if I go with Macy, did you enjoy coming on the show?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on, John. I'm looking forward to having you on at 9 tonight as well on my channel.
I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. A long one, excited. And can you give us a shout on your socials, please, Macy, if you can? That'd be amazing.
Yeah, my YouTube channel is Devils United. I do men and women's football on there, so you can catch me on that. My Twitter is at 2_MUSC Mays. I'm a bit more neutral when it comes to things on that, so I talk more general football, so you can catch me on there as well.
Mega. Brilliant stuff. And Tony, where can we find you, my guy?
Yeah, so you can find me down there, Tony31. Give me a follow and I'll follow you back. And then you can also check out www.northwestmags.com. Great website, lots to do on there, chat on there. You can go on a forum, send pictures into Sefton, email them and ask them any questions you want. If there's anything you want to do with the website, or if anybody's out there and want to put any sponsors on the website, then contact Sefton via the email icon, and but go and check it out. It's a great website. It's absolutely brilliant.
Big up. Thank you very much, Tony. If you like the video, like what you see on mine, please hit the like button. Also, have to honestly subscribe to my channel as well. It's free. And also, if you like to super chat, then click on the $sign. And you can also use the thanks option as well after the show if you want to. And if you'd like to become a member, then click on the join button. Jack Sweet, thank you so much indeed as well for becoming the latest member. I appreciate that. Turkey games, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, and maybe you never know, Dries Mertens plays a Galatasaray, and still an it's a great show. Thank you, Chris, as well. And I will do you guys at the backstage. And guys, I'll be on holiday tomorrow, so Todd's going to come on my shows as well. Please show some love. Also show some love to Maisie as well, because she's worth it. She's a diamond. And I shall see you guys tomorrow. So we are tuned 2-1 Newcastle. Let's do this. Let's make history. And until then, it's a goodbye for now. And enjoy your weekend wherever it comes to it.